What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? The New York Knicks lose to the Golden State Warriors, final score of 110-99. It has been a struggle for the New York Knicks to win ball games. It has been an absolute struggle. You can see Jalen Brunson is doing everything out there, trying everything. I mean, you could tell he's exhausted. He's tired. But all in all, the New York Knicks have now lost 8 out of their last 11 games. You know, we can say injuries this, we can say injuries that, but current guys on the team are not playing well. There's guys on the current squad that are not playing well, especially guys off the bench who we acquired at the trading deadline. Alec Burks has been outplayed by Deuce McBride here. I mean, when Burks comes in the game, it's like if he's not making his shots, he's not playing great defense. Bogdanovich had a rough game tonight. You know, the starters, Josh Hart played 47 minutes tonight. Josh Hart, man, his rebounding needs to be studied. Josh Hart. But yeah, it's been a struggle for the New York Knicks. You know, it's been a struggle to win these games. 8 out of their last 11 games they have lost. And you know, we got some great OG Anunoby news before the game, but at the end of the day, we have to win these games, especially at home, because I'm going to go down the Eastern Conference in a bit, but, you know, teams in the East are starting to play well, and the New York Knicks are starting to reel here a little bit. I mean, it's kind of got a poll in the YouTube chat. Are you concerned? So far, only 2 votes. Yes, 50%. No, 50%. But, yeah, tonight was, look, Big Task, what's going on? What's going on, Big Task? Yeah, what's going on? I mean, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. Brunson looks worn out. Isaiah Hartenstein doesn't look the same at all. I was texting with my podcast co-host Chris, and he brought up the fact that Hartenstein doesn't look the same. And if Hartenstein's not healthy, you have to figure, you know, at this point, if we're not winning these games, just get him healthy, get him right. I know he's playing limited minutes, but, you know, he's clearly not himself. He's clearly not the Isaiah Hartenstein we're accustomed to see. And look, the lineup of Precious, Hartenstein, Hart, Brunson, and DiVincenzo, the Warriors were cooking that lineup all night. That lineup offensively was terrible. First half, it was bad. Starts the second half, it was bad. Tom Thibodeau switched it up a little bit. Try putting Precious with 4 guards. And because when you have Hartenstein and Precious on the court together, they can't score the ball. They can't score the rock. So teams are just going to, you know, let anyone else beat them. And the way they're guarding Brunson right now, it's tough out there. PL, man, what's going on? Yo, we can't play Burks anymore. Alec Burks has been trash. Alec Burks has been awful. Ever since he got acquired here, I was excited for Alec Burks. I was excited in the possibility of having that extra scoring punch off the bench. But let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. Alec Burks has been trash. He's been unplayable. And in that third quarter, he didn't come in the game until the fourth quarter, I believe. And then he played, 3 minutes in that fourth quarter? What did he finish with tonight? How many minutes did he finish with tonight? 11 minutes for Alec Burks. 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. He's been trash. He has been playing poorly for the New York Knicks, man. So, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we have to play Burks. I mean, it's just based on all these injuries, he's just another body out there. He can put the ball in the basket. He can score, but he's not doing that right now. So, essentially, it's like, what else is he doing out there? I don't know. PL says he's a liability on both ends. Unbelievable. Let's just hope Denver wins tonight. Big Tass says, my goodness, now that I'm blaming Burks, but what is he doing? I wanted to be super patient with Alec Burks. I really did. I really wanted to be patient, but we got to stop. I have to stop personally saying when we get healthy because, if you take a look at the Eastern Conference right now, and I'm going to pull it up on my screen, it's getting tight. The Miami Heat are starting to play better. Let me just pull up the standings on my on a screen so I can share it with you guys. All right, so Knicks are now 1 game back of the play-in tournament. We are 1 game back of the play-in tournament, guys. This is why all these games matter. This is why we cannot just continue saying when the guys get healthy, we shall see. We have to judge these games now because another gloss and Sunday's game was a Sunday versus Cleveland. And the Knicks can find themselves 7 through 10. That is a reality. That is a reality of the situation. Because look at all these bunched up teams together. I mean, the Heat are right on our butt. The Sixers are right on our butt. The Magic are right on our butt. The Pacers are right on our butt. It's the reality of the situation, which is why these games mean a lot. PL says, I'm not worried about iHeart. Yeah, he just doesn't look the same, right? He just doesn't. He's not healthy. Hartenstein is not healthy, and that's no fault of his own. He's just not healthy, not doing the, things that we're accustomed to see from Isaiah Hartenstein. CM, what's going on? Knicks never replace injured players either on buyout, trade. Yeah, I mean, who was it that came available today? Marcus Morris actually got waived today, and I think I would like the Knicks to look that direction, but who knows? Who knows what Leon Rose and the front office are thinking right now. Thinking right now, we got some good Anunoby news before the game, so maybe they're just waiting to see when Anunoby comes back. But like I just said, like I just pulled up on the schedule, it is starting to get extremely tight in the Eastern Conference. Big Task says, but in my opinion, Brunson needs to stop drawing fouls. I'm glad you brought that up, Big Task. I'm glad you brought that up. Jalen Brunson constantly gets clobbered, and Jalen Brunson does not get any superstar calls whatsoever. He doesn't get any all-star calls whatsoever. Does he hunt contact? Does he try to? It's because he is getting hit. It's because Brunson, 9 times out of 10, is getting hit. Kuminga was getting more calls tonight than Jalen Brunson. And Kuminga was, give credit to Jonathan Kuminga. He's a good young upcoming player, but he was annoying all night long, annoying Brunson. He's a good player, but Brunson constantly gets clobbered, Big Task, and he's trying to draw those fouls because he's trying to plead. I mean, you could see the stares to the referee, the no foul call at the end of the first half that Chris Paul literally put his shoulder into him, and Brunson didn't want Chris Paul to help him up. I mean, Dante DiVincenzo getting poked in the nose and punched in the nose and no call. I mean, it seems like every game there's a guy on our team who has a bloody nose. It was Josh Hart last game, it's Dante this game, and they've both been no calls. The NBA referees this season has been horrific. It's been one of the worst officiated seasons that I've seen in a while in the NBA. So it's just the reality of the situation right now. And look, Brunson, he looks worn out, number one. Number two, he's not getting the foul calls that he deserves. And it stinks, man. It stinks. Johnson, what's going on in the chat? It's not time to be concerned. It's time to give up. Please don't just talk about Burks. Look at Bogdanovich. The reason why I'm not too concerned about Bogdanovich is because he's had some great games for us already. Good games. Not great. Good, okay games. The game in Houston where he came alive in that fourth, and the game in Philadelphia where he came alive and was hitting everything. It's just right now they're coming in with, both of them are terrible defensively. Let's just call it what it is. Burks is bad. Bogdanovich is bad. You can tell Golden State tonight was hunting them on the defensive end. And every time they come in the game, which is why Tom Thibodeau tried to stagger them tonight, you could tell Tom Thibodeau was trying to stagger them, and he did in that second half. But the reason why I'm not too concerned about Bogdanovich is he's still shooting about 40% for us from three. He's had a couple of blow-up games for us. And when Anunoby comes back, he's going to be in lineups with Anunoby off the bench. I know Anunoby likes to get staggered there, so the defense won't look as terrible. But yeah, I mean, it's look, they're not playing well. Bottom line is they're not playing well. I can sit here and say this and that, and I like lineups of Anunoby and Bogdanović, but it doesn't matter because look, Bogdanović didn't play well tonight, but his layup package too. It's like, bro, it's like sometimes it's the basketball IQ out there sometimes for the Knicks. It just has you shaking your head and just like, bro, like what is going on? But it's Bogdanović. I'm more concerned for Alec Burks than Bogdanović. I'll put it that way because Burks has been terrible. Burks has been bad. So, but yeah. John says Burks and Bogdanović get nervous in big moments and miss timely shots. That is true. Bogdanović, you can tell Bogdanović sometimes forces it out there. And look, I mean, when the Knicks are searching for offense, they're bringing them in the game to search for that offense. But you can tell sometimes Bogdanović is forcing it out there at times. CM says, do we need more scoring or defense or both? I would say scoring. I would say scoring more so of the defense because I don't know. To be honest, it could be even because Brunson is the only one giving you above 25. Brunson tonight, 25 points, but he's not 11 to 25 from the field. Jalen Brunson only attempted one free throw tonight. I'm looking at the box score right now, and do I have this correctly? Jalen Brunson only attempted one free throw tonight. One free throw. 17 to 24. Wow. But yeah, I think it's the offense because DiVincenzo has, 2 of 12 tonight for DiVincenzo. He couldn't hit anything. He couldn't get anything going. Bogdanović didn't hit a shot tonight, all 4 from 3. Shout out to McBride, though, man. Wanted to give shout outs to McBride and Jericho Sims. I think Jericho Sims really has taken strides defensively. And McBride has really taken strides offensively. And obviously we know what he brings defensively. But those guys are just being thrown out there, because of the terrible play from Burks and the minute restriction for Isaiah Hartenstein. 20 minutes for tonight for Isaiah Hartenstein. So to answer your question, I think it's offense. Johnson said if we still have IQ, RJ Grimes, much better shape. You see, the thing that January feels like a dream, right? January felt like a dream. It feels like it happened like a year ago. It feels like that month didn't even happen. Don't forget, everything was hitting on all cylinders with OG Anunoby. It's just right now at this moment, he's not on the court. So that's why, you're saying, if we had IQ or RJ or Grimes, we would be much better shape. The Grimes argument is he has an argument right now. He's younger. He brings more juice. He can play defense. You have an argument with that. But because right now the guys are struggling. Burks and Bogdanović are, defensively they're not good. John says McBride is way better than Alec Burks. He has been playing well. He has been playing better than Burks. Like you said, he has been playing way better than Alec Burks. So shout out to McBride. I mean, he's knocking out the door for more minutes. He wants more minutes, and the Knicks are trying to find more minutes for McBride because he's the only one off the bench right now that's really contributing. It's funny because I have right here in my notes, I have Alec Burks has been trash. I have McBride has outplayed him. Knicks have lost 8 out of 11 games. That's a concern after the crazy month of January. And I have Hartenstein doesn't look the same, doesn't look healthy. Brunson constantly gets clobbered and gets no calls. And McBride and Sims, I really love their growth. So, guys, we got to start winning games. Point blank, period. The Eastern Conference is getting tight. The race is getting tight. Like I said, been saying it all post. Got some good news on OG Anunoby put out a video about it, about the good injury update. He's going to start basketball activities. So that is great news. But we still don't know when he's going to return to action. A couple of weeks it's looking like, but Julius Randle's status is still up in the air. So, I mean, it's just at this moment we can't win with what we have. It's a struggle. We can't win with what we have. It's a struggle. Precious has kind of hit a wall here lately. Hartenstein, especially with Hartenstein not really, looking like Isaiah Hartenstein. It stinks right now. John says, when do you think the next win will be? Let's pull up the schedule, John. Let's pull up this almighty schedule for the New York Knicks. At Cleveland, Sunday. What do you guys think in the chat our chances are at Cleveland Sunday? Cleveland's been, they've been all right. They've been, kind of hit a wall lately, but they're still the number 2 seed in the East, if I'm not mistaken. And if we can't win, if we barely scratch the surface with Detroit, New Orleans took care of business without Brunson. Golden State took care of business tonight. At Cleveland, got 2 days off here in between games. 1 day off. And then I think our next win is versus Atlanta because at Cleveland is going to be tough. And at that point, just look at all these losses on this. I mean, it started with the Laker game. After the Indiana game where the New York Knicks won 9 straight victories, that Laker game, they hit a wall. And after that, they've lost 8 out of their last 11 games. And once again, if you take a look at the standings, everyone is bunched in one another. I mean, right now, the New York Knicks are sitting at 4th in the Eastern Conference, and they are a game back in the loss. They're a game ahead in the loss column of the Orlando Magic, who are number 7 in the Eastern Conference, and the Pacers. That's what concerns me. I didn't think this East race will get this tight, but now look, Indiana's 7-3 in their last 10. Magic 7-3 in their last 10. Miami is starting to play like Miami, 8-2 in their last 10. Miami's right there. Season end of today, it's 4-5. Knicks, Miami Heat, first round. So, yeah. To answer your question, I think it's the Hawks game because right now we can't get it together. CM says can't play Josh Hart, Achua, I Hart, big minutes together. Hart 4-17. No. You're talking about Josh Hart? Look, Josh Hart played his ass off, man. 3-9 from 3. 18 boards, 7 assists, almost a triple-double. He only played all but 1 minute in this ball game. So he was worn out. He was tired out there. And that's another thing what I'm afraid of. So, Josh Hart has now played 40 minutes in like almost every game. And it's like, who else are you going to play? But you don't want to burn the guys out that we have on the court. And we're waiting for reinforcements to come back. But especially in losses, I can understand if we're winning. But, these are heavy minutes. 47 for Hart. Yeah, man. Did Brunson re-injure his neck? He was getting smacked around all night. Not feeling good, but possible. I don't think Brunson re-injured his neck. But I just think he looked off tonight. He did look off. I mean, he wasn't getting the foul calls. He looked off. He looked like he still dropped 27 and 5. That's just to show you how great of a player he is. But he was off tonight from the field. Inefficient. Assist numbers were there. 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 37 minutes for JB. But you could tell he's banged up. Brunson looks worn out. He looks worn out. And there were many possessions where the Golden State Warriors were trapping Jalen Brunson. And they're leaving, Hart open. They're trapping Brunson. They're letting. That's why the lineup of Hartenstein and Precious, it doesn't work offensively. Defensively, okay. But offensively, when you have Hartenstein and Precious out there, and teams aren't respecting Precious at all from three-point land. I mean, they only attempted 3 shots tonight, 3 points, 8 boards. Teams are, the playbook is the game plan is starting to get around the league, and teams aren't respecting Precious, and they're leaving him open. And that's clogging up the paint, and that's a problem with Jalen Brunson because I brought it up in our last podcast episode that he's not attempting shots at the rim like he was last season because, the plane is clogged. So he's attempting his mid-range jump shots more. He's attempting more threes. And they're not getting offense now that Randall is not there. And Precious is limited offensively. So it's tough out there. Big Task says Josh Hart is ready, man. Josh Hart is ready, man. I mean, he's been playing well. He was inefficient tonight, but, I mean, his rebounding needs to be studied. It does, because he rebounds the ball at a high clip. And, yeah, Josh Hart is ready. Is it time to be concerned? That's the poll I have right now in the YouTube chat. 88% of you say yes. Only 8 votes. 12% of you say no. If you were to ask me, is it time to be concerned? I am concerned a little bit. I'm concerned. I'll tell you a few things where I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the heavy minutes for Josh Hart. No, he doesn't care about it, but it still concerns me. And I'm concerned that Isaiah Hartenstein doesn't look the same since he re-injured his Achilles. I'm concerned that Jalen Brunson he looks worn out. Teams are just daring other people to beat them. And I'm concerned about our bench. I'm concerned about Alec Burks, and I'm concerned about Bogdanovic. Because more so Alec Burks. Bogdanovic has shown us more. But Burks look, when we got Burks, it was supposed to be for one thing. Come in, hit a few shots, get us back in the rhythm when Jalen Brunson is resting, and come out. Come in, hit a few shots, bring some juice in our bench unit, bring some life into our bench unit, and then get subbed out. But he's coming in. He's not hitting anything right now. He can't hit the side of a backboard right now. He's shooting terribly. And he's on top of that, he's playing terrible defense. So that's a problem. Before the trade, our bench unit was a problem. Like the scoring punch was a problem. But I didn't think after acquiring 2 offensive players that it would still be a problem. That's not really how it's supposed to go, but it's the reality of the situation at this moment. But what more can you do? What more can you do right now? Just hope and pray that the guys get it together and they snap out of it. Do we really need a shot in the arm? Because there was times tonight where the Warriors would go on these runs, and the Knicks, credit to the Knicks, they were going like a 9-0 run. I think they have like 2 or 3 9-0 runs throughout the game. They would cut it to, there was a time in that fourth where they cut it to 5 or 4. Couldn't buy a basket to cut it to 3 or 2. Frustrating as heck. This game was extremely frustrating. And yeah, I mean, there was a time where they just needed a shot in the arm, and they're just not, they're getting these runs, the 9-0 run, but after that, they're just so worn out from coming back. Then, the Warriors will answer back, and that's how it's really been. John says, should the Knicks sign Marcus Morris? I would. Why not? Why not? He was here. He's been here. He's a hard-nosed player. He doesn't take any ish. And he has an attitude to him. And I love it. That's what we need. The Knicks kind of lack that. Randall is a huge part of this team. Brings the toughness, brings the aggressiveness, brings a lot. Julius Randle brings a lot, man. He brings a lot, and he's missed. He really is. CM says, sign anybody. Big Task says, question, do we win this game prior to trading Grimes? I don't think so. I think the big game that Grimes had against us was just like him just trying to show us that, he was trying to show off. He was trying to be like, you guys shouldn't have traded me. But Grimes got his opportunities here in New York. Don't get me wrong. But I like Grimes. But he, that's the substitute when you traded Bogdanovic and Burks, 2 guys over 30, for Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, say what you want about Grimes. Did he struggle? Yes. But what did he bring? Kind of, electricity, kind of quirkiness, quickness. His 3-point shot, when open, he was also like Burks, like missing a lot of open threes, but he also brought defense. And, he also brought, that extra juice off the bench, that extra shot in the arm sometimes, not all the time. But he's younger, too. So he has more legs and he's more athletic, finish around the rim better. Seems like Burks and Bogdanovic, when they get around the rim, especially Bogdanovic, it's like a prayer, These guys don't have any lift. These guys don't have any lift out there, man. Is Marcus Morris a good defender? He's all right. I mean, he's another one on the older side. I don't think he'll come in here and contribute, but it'll good to have that veteran presence on the bench. But who knows? Who knows what we do? Everyone slept on Tyrus. CM says, yeah, man. I mean, Knicks could have went many directions. I still do believe in this trade. I still do think that this trade will come to fruition when the guys get back. But hey, Knicks got to win these games, man. Bottom line, Knicks got to start winning these games. We are one game back of the play-in tournament. It is crazy out here, man. From January till February 29th, leap year, March 1st tomorrow, the New York Knicks are on the brink of being a play-in team. It's crazy out here, man. Got to win these games, man. Appreciate every single one of you in this chat. Tonight, I'll be back on Sunday doing the live podcast, 9:30. Make sure you're in there. I'm Anthony, man. As always, this Let's Go Knicks. Appreciate every single one of you. Subscribe. As always, support the channel. You can become a member for just support the channel, $3 a month, $5 a month. If you guys want to, little donation a month, it really helps out the channel. It really helps me, do what I love to do. So if you guys want to do that, it's also available to you guys as well. Got some cool perks for you if you were to become a member as well, behind the scenes videos and whatnot. But appreciate every single one of you in the chat tonight. I'll be back on Sunday doing the live streams and whatnot. I'll catch you guys Sunday. Got to win these games. Peace.